people have really great ideas for fashion items and personal designs, but they lack the knowledge of flat sketching to convey those ideas. And it's really important for you to have a good, detailed, proportional sketch to hand off to someone if you are planning to make a sample. Now, you can definitely hire a freelancer to create your flat sketches and your tech packs, but maybe you want to do them yourself. And if you're someone who does not have a croquis or you don't have a similar sketch done, a photo is a great starting point. Now, every picture is not a great option. So look for something that is flat, preferably off the body. You want something that's lighter in color so that you can still see all the details. And look for something that's not too stylized. Starting with a good picture will make the sketching process that much simpler.
The first thing you want to do is save the picture and bring it into Illustrator. You can drag it onto the page or use File, Place. Resize the picture as needed and then double-click the layer and choose Template so that it will automatically lighten the image and lock the layer. Next, create a new layer for your tracing. Last thing to do before you begin is to mark center front. Depending on how complex the garment is, you can choose to draw it using one of two ways. A more traditional method, in which you create all the closed shapes yourself, or a more modern method in which you use the Shape Builder tool to create the closed shapes. This jacket is pretty simple, so I'm going to use the more modern method. Using this method, I'm going to start at the top of the garment at the back collar, trace around the perimeter, and then go back and add the remaining style lines and seams. As you draw, make sure that you don't make the sketch too stylized, which can easily happen when you're tracing a real garment. Remember, you're creating a flat sketch, so it doesn't need to reflect every wrinkle in the garment. Besides that, you're only tracing this as a template for your own design. If you're not using the same fabric or something similar, it may not drape the same way. So extra wrinkle lines may not even be necessary. So minimize and use them only if you're sure they're accurate. And technically, they really shouldn't be on a flat sketch anyway. We add them to make the sketch look pretty, but a lot of the time they just confuse the pattern maker. Once you draw your main solid style lines, you'll need to add in stitch lines. This is when the knowledge of construction and sewing comes in very handy. But for those who don't sew, I always suggest you start by looking at your own clothes to familiarize yourself with how garments are made and where stitch lines need to go. After you've gotten all the lines drawn on one half of the garment, select and reflect them. The sketch may appear a little bigger or smaller than the picture, but that's okay. Join any stitch lines that meet at center front, and now let's create the shapes. Select all and only the solid lines, and note that you don't need to include anything that's already a closed shape and doesn't create a boundary line for any other part of your sketch. As you can see here, I'm not including the pockets which I made with the rectangle tool. Next, switch to the Shape Builder tool and make sure gap detection is turned on with at least a medium gap length specified. Then, hover over and click each area of the sketch to make a closed shape. Now that you have all your closed shapes, you can fill the sketch with white. I'm going to add a few last-minute finishing touches, but that's pretty much it. And you can now use this sketch as a template for your future designs.
If you're new to the pen tool or the Shape Builder tool, you can watch these videos on my channel. And if you're looking for more formal, beginner, step-by-step instruction in Illustrator for fashion design, tap the link in the description to learn more about my online class. Last thing, to find great flat sketching garments, you can of course look anywhere on the internet, but my favorite is the Nordstrom website. They usually have multiple views so you can see the fit of the garment on a body, as well as the length and drape of the fabric. Sometimes they have detailed close-ups, which can be really helpful for a tech pack. And the last picture is normally a front view of the garment, which is a great view for tracing. And because they have categories from women's to kids to accessories, you can probably find just about anything you need. Thanks for watching this week's tutorial. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this if you found it helpful. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.